Developing right now, we're tracking a KOMO weather warn day and bracing for potentially severe thunderstorms to move into the region this afternoon. We could see wind, rain, and potentially damaging hail. We have team coverage ahead of the storm. KOMO's Jeremy Harris is standing by in the traffic tracker. Jackie Kent is in North Seattle in one of the neighborhoods where our last major storm hit in November. But first, let's get to Chief Meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell with the latest details.
Well, thank you, Molly. We are talking about severe thunderstorms. They're different than our typical spring thunderstorms that come through. They're more similar to what you see east of the Rockies with those giant towering cumulus and the potential to drop a lot of damaging hail. Large hail possible with these storms as they start to move in. Plentiful, dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning as well, and the gusty winds beneath these thunderstorms that could hit the ground and go in every direction 40 to 60 miles per hour. Those are known as downbursts beneath thunderstorms like this. Also a very outside chance of a tornado, but it is a possibility today in western Washington and western Oregon. So we'll look now at the severe thunderstorm watch that's in place for the Willamette Valley and for much of the interior of western Washington, including the southern half of Puget Sound, Seattle, Tacoma, and Olympia, all within that severe thunderstorm watch tonight. Within this zone, gusts again 40 to 60 miles per hour possible, and that large and damaging hail. This will go through 9 p.m. Now, speaking about the hail, we get hail around here often, usually the gravel or pea-sized variety at best, but we're talking about the potential today for some areas of hail that is the size of the change in your pocket, if not even a stray pocket or two of the golf ball sized hail out here in western Washington. That is what makes these thunderstorms the severe variety there when you get quarter-sized or larger. Very, very rare here, certainly in western Washington. So look at the big storm coming in. The area of low pressure, that'll affect us tomorrow, making for a wet and blustery Thursday for the Mariners' Hope opener. But you can see the big leading edge of the front coming into western Oregon right now. It's already been popping some initial thunderstorms there along the Oregon coastline near Tillamook, and that still has a ways to go. It will be a few more hours until it arrives here. You can see the hour-by-hour forecast for Seattle proper, showing that the big thunderstorms are set to arrive around the Emerald City between 7 and 8 p.m. But Molly, they will be marching into Lewis and Thurston County before that. We'll track them on the Futurecast ahead in my next forecast.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Some neighborhoods hit hard by November's bomb cyclone are at risk for destructive winds and that hail. There are people in the Matthews Beach area in North Seattle who are still picking up the pieces, even months later. That's where we find KOMO's Jackie Kent live with how neighbors are preparing for tonight. Jackie?
And Molly, as you can imagine, neighbors recall that big storm toppling trees into their yards, even blocking busy Northeast 35th Street right behind me. But they tell me they are confident that their neighborhood is more prepared for tonight's expected storm. If you take a look at your screen, you could see this was the devastation in mid-November from those powerful winds that damaged homes, blocked traffic, and led to power outages. Construction work is still ongoing on some people's roofs, though most yards are cleaned up. Branches are pruned to get rid of dead-end weight and prevent breakage that can happen during big weather events. Neighbors pointed out the sidewalks where the Seattle Department of Transportation confirms it took out unstable trees and poured new concrete after the bomb cyclone. They removed 160 trees in total. Some people tell us they plan to stay home tonight and possibly find a way to cover their cars from the hail. One man seemed most concerned about potentially losing power.
We had power outages last time, we're going to have them again this time. We have huge trees around here, so that is definitely a concern, but yeah, I'm not worried personally.
As for storm preparations, SDOT crews tell me they are monitoring the weather, staying on standby, and ready to respond to any downed trees, traffic signal issues, or other hazards. On that note, if you see any fallen trees or debris blocking the streets or sidewalks, you are urged to reach out to SDOT. That number is 206-684-7623. We'll be posting all of this information at KOMOnews.com. For now, live in North Seattle, Jackie Kent, KOMO News.
Jackie, thank you. Let's get now to KOMO's Jeremy Harris live in the traffic tracker with more for us. Jeremy?
Yeah, well, Molly, as you heard there from Shannon, this is a storm that is going to be marching from south to north here across western Washington. So we are heading north to south right now. We're just leaving Seattle, and we're going to be heading down into Pierce and Thurston counties as this storm makes its way through. You can see here we're just on Marginal Way, and it's actually been a beautiful day here in Seattle. The sun has been out for most of the day, and right now it's just very light cloud cover and sunny and really mild temperatures right now. But that is all going to change throughout the course of the night. And we're also hearing from school districts that are preparing for this. Some have canceled after school activities. So certainly a good idea if your kids have anything going on after school tonight, going to be wanting to check in with the district. There may be some cancellations of events as everybody is sort of in preparation mode for this storm that is going to be coming up through. So for our plan this afternoon, we're going to be heading again north to south. We'll be down hopefully in Tacoma here within the next hour or so, and then be there through that 6 o'clock hour in the Olympia area as that storm starts to make its march north. If you're seeing anything, certainly reach out to us on social media. You can tag at KOMO News on X and other social media. Let us know what you're seeing as the storm makes its way through, and we will be your source for where and when the storm hits. Back to you.
All right. Stay safe on those roads, though, Jeremy, as things pick up. Thank you. Right now, crews are preparing for potential power outages ahead of this evening's storm. For more on this, let's bring in Gerald Tracy with Puget Sound Energy. Gerald, thanks for joining us on what could potentially be a really busy night for you. Walk us through the preparations that your crews are doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the preparations that we do throughout the year, right? You know, the vegetation management, upgrading reliability, adding capacity where we can. But on days like this and the days ahead, we have our meteorologist, our staff one. He has these daily meteorologist reports. He lets us know. So we've had this on mind for a couple of days now. And with events like this, we'll take and make sure we have all of our crews ready and on standby, as many as possible. So you're looking at some of those jobs, some of those neighborhood jobs you might see, maybe replacing wire, replacing poles, jobs that we can put off for a day or two. We're going to postpone and or delay those just so we can make sure those crews that would be tied up doing that job will be available for tonight if and when the outages start.
And during that last big storm, the bomb cyclone in November, we know it took days for a lot of people to get their power restored. I was actually among those where it was more than a week. So when these power outages happen, what does that restoration process look like?
Yeah, it really depends. So the bomb cyclone was a very specific situation. We saw transmission lines go down, and with those, we had to fix those first. And those going over the cascades and everything really made that difficult to make that repair quickly, as quick as possible. With a typical storm, whenever you have a typical outage, with something like today where we're expecting high winds and hail, you could see a branch fall on a distribution line. And if a distribution line goes out, those are a little easier, depending on the situation, to repair somewhere in that 4 to 6 hour period. But we also don't want to put time periods on any of them just without knowing the full situation that they're at.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense. You've told us what your crews are up to. Any suggestions for what the rest of us do right now ahead of these severe storms?
Absolutely. So as we prepare, we ask our customers to do the same. The best way to do so is to have 3 emergency kits, one at home, one in your car, and one that you just carry around with you, whether that be at work or wherever you spend a lot of time outside of those 2 places. In that, having extra batteries, flashlights, a portable charger, food, blankets, and other things of the matter, we do have a checklist on our website that we do have available for our customers that we do encourage them to go look at and prepare for storms like this.
All right, very helpful. Gerald Tracy from Puget Sound Energy, thanks so much for joining us. Joint Base Lewis McChord is getting ready for tonight's severe weather as well. The 62nd Airlift Wing is preparing to evacuate several of their C-17 Globemaster III aircraft because of tonight's storm. They say this move is out of an abundance of caution to avoid any serious damage to their aircraft and personnel. And with the threat of large hail, Bellevue police say people can park their cars at the Eastgate Park and Ride along Southeast Eastgate Way and the South Bellevue Park and Ride, which is along Bellevue Way Southeast. There are EV charging stations and bicycle lockers at both locations. For anyone in need of refuge during the storm, Pierce County officials have opened severe weather shelters across the area. The list is on your screen now. The locations include Meridian Habitat Park, Parkland School, Tacoma Recovery Center, Key Peninsula Civic Center, Waypoint Church, St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Community Services, Tillicum Community Center, and the Fife Community Center. You can find all this information on each location at piercecountywa.gov. As we prepare for that incoming storm, we also spoke with a local arborist about the best way to keep your yard intact using preventative measures.
First, begin by pruning weak branches, removing dead wood and excessive end weight to reduce any breakage, and then also shielding delicate plants, especially the smaller ones. It seems like the wind now is coming stronger from a different direction in the plant. These trees, especially the larger ones with the overextended branches, seem to be breaking much more frequently.
Lair says it's also important to stay vigilant after the storm. You should check for broken branches that might be hanging in the tree canopy and ensure the base of your tree has not suffered any significant damage. Let's take a live look at Coleman Ferry Dock now. Washington State Ferries is warning people there could be service delays or cancellations tonight because of the severe weather. They're also expecting bumpy rides this afternoon. The ferries might be loaded to full vehicle capacity and then run at slower speeds. They are urging people to subscribe to their rider alerts to get the latest details. And that brings us to our KOMO Pulse Poll. Just scan the QR code on screen to participate, as today we're asking, are you prepared for severe weather in Western Washington? Right now, 62% of people responding say yes, 28% say no. The remaining 10% say, I'm starting to prepare. KOMO News has you covered with this potentially severe weather. We'll be tracking the storm neighborhood by neighborhood all afternoon and evening. Turn to KOMO News right here on the air, online at KOMOnews.com. And starting at 7 tonight, Chief Meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell will have extended coverage on KUNS and on KOMO News YouTube page. It's also a good time to download the KOMO Weather app, which is free wherever you get your apps.